What's up, guys? TJ here. Welcome to another episode of Guitar Lessons with Sleep on It. Today we're learning a song called Fix the Dark. Hello, welcome to another episode of Guitar Lessons with Sleep on It. I'm TJ. We are here to learn a song called Fix the Dark today. Before we get to the song, if you guys enjoy the video, be sure to hit subscribe right down below. It really helps us out. Also, we have guitar tabs available that look like this. There's a link down in the description below if you want to follow along with what I'm playing a little bit better. Totally not necessary, up to you, but it does help a little bit. At the end of this video, I'll do a complete playthrough of both guitar parts so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Cool, so Fix the Dark is on an album called Pride and Disaster that came out last September. This has become one of our favorite songs to play live. Before I get to the song, I'm going to talk a little bit about my guitar setup and my rig that I'm playing through today. So as you can see, I'm playing my Fender American Pro Shawbucker Tele Deluxe. I love this guitar. It has really nice bright overtones, but also really beefy for rhythm stuff. And if you've seen us live, is my go-to guitar. I'm playing through my Helix LT today, which I use live now. It's awesome, I love it. Firstly, I'm playing through my overdrive, which is modeled after Ibanez Tube Screamer. That is going to my amp, which is a Brit Plexi Bright. And that's modeled after a Marshall Super Lead 100. That is playing through my cab, which is modeled after a Mesa 412 with the V60s, which is 60 watt Celestion Vintage 30s speakers, and those are mic'd with SM57s. I don't really play any modulation on this song, so there is no modulation going on right now. Cool, so Fix the Dark is played in half step down drop D, which is a lot of our songs are played in that tuning. I'm gonna put the tuning right up here so you can see what I'm talking about. So to start is a big fat riff right at the beginning. So basically for this riff, you're starting on the 7th fret and sliding up to the 9, and then what you're doing is for like the chimey like top notes, I play those with my pinky, and you're just kind of muting the other strings. So you go 7, 9. And then there's an 11 on the top, the G string up there. So this is the first little part of it. And then you slide down to 4, 5, open, and then 7 on that G string again. So I'll play through the whole progression. And then the second time around, the back half of that riff changes from 4 to 5 to 5 to 7. So I'll play through that. And then that riff just repeats for the whole intro, which brings us to the verse with these fun little jazzy chords. So what I'm playing is basically 9, 9, 7, 7 on the A, D, G, and B strings. And you're kind of giving it like a choppy sort of jazzy rhythmic quality. And then the second chord, all you're doing is going to an 8 on the D string, so like this. Cool, and then that's sort of broken up with a riff in between, which you're starting on the 5, and then there's some movement to the 4, back to the 5, and then sort of some like palm muted, and then open notes in between. So I'll just play through that like this. Cool, yeah, so then that repeats, and then you do the jazzy chords again. The second time through, that last jazzy chord, instead of going to, sorry, I keep calling them jazzy chords, that's just what it feels like to me. Instead of going to the 8 on the D string, you go up to the 10 with your pinky, so it's like this. And then when that riff repeats, the second guitar is doing a harmony on top of the riff. So I'll play the first part, and then I'll play the harmony part of that. So the second guitar is doing this. Cool, then that brings us to the pre-chorus, which is just the intro riff, like this. Once the chorus kicks in, the rhythm guitar, it starts on 5 and then moves around a bit, so I'll just play through what the rhythm is playing in the chorus. And then over top of that, the second guitar is playing some like higher note, just kind of like clean picked notes over top of that. So it sounds like this. So when that chorus repeats, the second guitar is going to like a more aggressive picked lead part. It sounds like this. And that's the chorus. Moving on to the second verse, it starts off just like the first verse with those chords and then the riff, which I'll play through again right now. And then on the second half of that second verse, it's the same sort of, starts with the same jazz chords, but it has this sort of like pickup quality to it. So you're basically moving only on the D string. So you start on the 9, and then the 8, and then the 7, and then up to the 10. So I'll play and show you what I'm talking about. Sort of some funky fingerings in there, but yeah, that's how it's done. So once you get through the sort of picked up jazzy chords, you move on to aggressive sort of just like rhythm and octave thing, which I'll play the rhythm for you right now. And then the second guitar is just playing octaves over that, so it goes like this. Which brings us to the second pre-chorus. You're just holding out a couple of chords here on like a cleaner setting. So you play it like this. And that's it. And then you move on to the chorus, which is just repeats of what I showed you before. So now moving on to the bridge. Lead guitar is playing some palm muted higher note stuff. So you're on the 3rd and then the 5th fret on the B and E strings up here. And then that just kind of moves around a little bit. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then as the bridge progresses, you're kind of staying on those notes. It just sort of how you play them changes. So after that, I moved to just like single palm muting of those notes, which sounds like this. And then when you get to like the big, huge jam or whatever, you're just opening that up and just picking those notes instead of palm muting them like this. Meanwhile, the rhythm guitar is starting off with just holding out chords. You start on the 5, 7, 9, and then to that like root of 5, 7, 7 on the A, D, G strings. So like this. you get the idea. And then that progression just repeats as the bridge sort of like builds up. So then you move on to a palm muted version of that. Sounds like this. And then those chords open up and you're just sort of just playing a choppy rhythm with that. So like this. And then we got the intro riff one more time. Which next brings us to Zach, our singer's favorite part, which is the key change. It's very hard to sing, but it sounds awesome. So once you get to the key change, it's a whole step up. So instead of the chorus starting on the 5, you're starting a step up on the 7, which is A flat, and then down to an E flat. So I'll play through the chorus with the key change. Sounds like this. And then same thing for the second guitar, kind of like that clean chorus lead that I was talking about before. You're just moving it up a step. So you're starting on 12 instead of 10. So it sounds like this. And then that also goes double for the like more attacked lead part, like this. And then that just leaves the sort of outro-y after the chorus thing. The rhythm guitar is playing the same chords as the chorus, just sort of chop them up a little bit, like this. Over top of that, the lead guitar is playing this. Whoops. It's playing this. And then very last part of the song is the jazzy chords. Play it a step up, like this. So that's the whole breakdown of the structure of the song. Right after this, I'm going to do a total playthrough of both guitar parts. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, again, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you on the next episode. Peace.